People could not believe anyone in their right minds would open a food canteen beside a mortuary. But that was exactly what Aduke did. Every day, from that little spot, the air carried the mouth-watering smell of her cooking. Smoky jollof rice with yellow pepper, steaming pepper soup with chunks of meat, soft plantain porridge that melted on the tongue. Women from the market gossiped and mocked her. May she not attracted to herself, oh, hey. But still, some who tasted her food kept coming, and the aroma was just too irresistible. One chilly evening, Iya Sade, the notorious woman who always insulted Aduke, walked into her bamboo shade, frowning and complaining. Normally, she would never eat there, never. But hunger was louder than her pride today. Just give me the food, she muttered, still grumbling as she pushed the plate closer. The moment the porridge touched her tongue, her complaint stopped. She was so surprised that the food tasted so good. She ate fast, licking her fingers, forgetting every insult she had rained on Aduke. Then suddenly, the spoon slipped from her hands. Her body went stiff. Her eyes froze. Before the silent crowd, her hair turned pure white. And in one terrifying moment, she dropped dead. 3 other men who ate there had developed large ears and died strangely. Aduke was not a woman anyone mocked. Aduke had always been known for her cooking. Before her husband died, her kitchen was the pride of the whole compound. Neighbors would lean over the fence just to smell her soup and stew. Her husband, Olatunji, loved it too. He often invited his friends home, proudly serving them smoky jollof rice, pepper soup or amala with gbegiri and ewedu. Ah, Aduke, no woman in Ibadan cooks like you, his friends would say, licking their fingers. Olatunji would laugh and boast. My wife was sent to me by the gods of taste. She cooks only for me. He never wanted her to work. Stay at home, Aduke. I will provide. Just keep cooking for me and the children. She happily did as her husband had said. She poured her heart into her food using secret tricks that no one else could copy. She would roast her peppers before blending. She knew how to balance bitter leaf until the taste softened. She also knew how much smoked fish to add to her food for the tantalizing aroma and rich taste. In fact, cooking was just her gift. But when Olatunji died suddenly, everything changed. His brothers seized his farmland and all their properties. Women do not inherit land and properties, they said. Aduke and her 2 children were left with nothing. She struggled. She pounded yam for people. She sold akara in the market, but it was never enough. Many nights she cried until her pillow was wet. She remembered her husband's laughter, his words that her food gave him strength. She missed the comfortable life they once had. One morning, she dried her tears and looked at her children. Something hardened in her heart. She still had a small savings hidden away, money her husband never knew about. It was not much, but enough to start something small. I cannot watch my children starve, she said to herself. If my husband is gone, then his praise of my cooking will feed us now. So she began to search. She walked from place to place looking for where to start her food business. She wanted a spot of her own, where her talents could shine. One evening, as the sun turned the sky red and golden, she saw a place, a small open space near the edge of the market square. It was along the narrow path that led to the town's mortuary. Everyone feared that place. They said the air there was heavy. The shadows were too long. At night, some claimed they heard footsteps following them even when no one was there. Ah, Aduke, are you mad? Cried Mama Sharon, an older market woman. How can you sell food beside a mortuary? Do you want to cook for the dead? Aduke smiled and tied her wrapper tighter. The dead do not eat, she said, but the living do. The drivers who carry corpses, the mourners who come crying, the workers who dig graves, they are hungry too. If others fear this place, I would take the profit. Her voice was strong, but in her heart, she knew the truth. She was simply desperate. So, against all warnings, she built a small bamboo shed near the mortuary gate. By evening, the smell of pepper soup and fried plantain would fill the air, and strangely, customers came. At first, there were just a few, the white van drivers who went to drop off dead bodies, some young men from the market, even passing soldiers came around, and soon words began to spread that Aduke's food was different. Her stew is sweet oh, hey, I will not lie, people whispered. The meat melts in your mouth. That meat the juice, oh God, is too sweet. Her jollof rice, it's even better than party rice. Her business began to grow fast, but carrying pots of soup and trays of meat from her house every day was too hard. She also feared that thieves might break into the bamboo shed at night if she left them there. So with part of her profits, she built a small mud hut beside the canteen. Just one room with a raffia mat and a smoky lantern. It was built in a way that felt safe for her and the kids. We will sleep here now, she told her children, Bola and Sade. This way, Mama can wake up early to cook and our customers won't have to wait for long. The children felt uneasy, but they obeyed their mother. The next day, the line at her canteen stretched long. Men and women licked their fingers, scraping their plates clean. Money began to fill her hands until she could even barely count. But among the crowd, she noticed something strange. At the edge of the canteen, a woman in white cloth stood watching. Her skin was pale, her eyes sunken. She did not eat, she did not speak. But each time Aduke looked up, she was there staring. By the time she blinked, she was gone. What people did not know was that Aduke had started hearing strange whispers in the night. The mortuary part was not quiet after dark. When the moon was high and the crickets sang, shadows gathered by her bamboo shade. Sometimes she would hear footsteps, though no one was there. And sometimes she would hear soft laughter, like people enjoying a meal. One night, while she was clearing her pots, she heard a voice behind her. Aduke, you cook well for us. She froze. The air grew cold. Turning slowly, she saw figures with hollow eyes, dressed in white cloth, seated at her benches. They were spirits of the unclaimed dead, the ones whose families never returned for them. They smiled, their teeth shining unnaturally in the moonlight, as they dipped ghostly hands into their steaming pots. Do not fear, we will make your business to prosper. Aduke's hands trembled, but her mind was made up and she believed they would not hurt her and her children. From that night, her business doubled. Her food never got cold. It always stayed hot and inviting. Even when she ran out of ingredients, her pot seemed full. Some days, some men and women would come to sit and eat. They quietly drop their money. They would say nothing. They only nod their heads after eating. She sees them walk straight to the mortuary and not even look back. She won't see them walk out again. Most times, fear would grip her, but she stayed strong because she had to survive. One evening, it seemed like the white vans were busy dropping bodies at the mortuary. That day, as usual, Aduke cooked her delicious food. But three men who had never noticed her stand before began to insult her. They laughed loudly and said, "How can a sensible person cook in a place like this? Who even married this one safe?" Aduke only heard their laughter and gossip, but she never let it bother her. Most of the mortuary attendants, instead of walking down to the market, they would sit at her bamboo shade to enjoy her food. Some people never said anything bad about her, while others insulted her but still came to eat, especially on days they couldn't walk to the market. The sweet smell of her food always pulled them closer. But then again, something strange started happening. Many people who ate there began to die, yet some did not. It was confusing, and soon people started talking about it. Aduke herself began to wonder what was happening. She had never poisoned anyone. She always cooked with all her heart. Meanwhile, in the market square, gossip spread like fire. The woman who had first insulted Aduke, the one who saw her on the first day she wanted to open her canteen there, said, "Only a mad woman will sell food beside the dead." Her name was Iyasade. She was loud, proud, and known for running her mouth. One morning, she sat among other traders and hissed, "Say yo, whoa, that woman, Aduke, is stealing all the customers of women who cook in the markets. Even mourners are buying her food. The other day, one corpse was dropped at the mortuary, and the mourners who came with tears ended up eating and laughing like they came for a wedding. Ha! This thing is not ordinary, oh." The women nodded, whispering. That same day, a family brought the body of their mother to the mortuary. They came wailing, beating their chests. But just as they passed Aduke's bamboo shade, the smell of her yam porridge mixed with smoked fish confused all of them. The aroma was so tantalizing. Even in their sorrow, they paused. One man said between sobs, "Ha! This woman's food. Let's eat small before we continue." With tears still on their cheeks, they sat and ate like hungry children. Their voices softened, and when they rose again, their legs felt strong. Iyasade saw this with her own eyes. Her jealousy boiled. She went to the market's main food seller, Mama Risi, and whispered harshly, "You must do something about Aduke. Every kobo is now going to the mortuary side. Soon, nobody will buy your beans and plantain porridge. Nobody will buy your rice and stew. She is destroying you all. I heard she uses charms in her pot. Stop her before she finishes all of you that is selling food." I'm just telling my truth though. Me, I sell crayfish. It's you people that sell food that I pity. Talk. Mama Risi, who had been silent for long, finally clenched her teeth. She was older, respected and feared in the market. She sold food in every center of the square, and her word carried weight. If Aduke's food is not ordinary, then we must find out. No woman can rise and scatter our market. Something we built for years. I will handle this thing. The other women nodded with fear and excitement in their eyes. From behind, a young woman carrying a basket of pepper stepped forward. Her voice shook, but she spoke. "All this jealousy will kill you women one day. Did she force anyone to eat her food? If her food is sweet, let her sell. Nobody tied your hands from cooking your own. Why can't you people mind your business?" The market erupted in chaos, women shouting over one another, wrappers flying, baskets tumbling to the ground. Some supported Aduke, some cursed her. It was no longer a market, it was now a battlefield of tongues. A few days passed after the chaos at the market. Aduke woke up early as usual. She cooked all her delicacies, spiced them well, and waited for her customers. Soon, people arrived, laughing and chatting. They were ready to eat. But then, one woman screamed as she scooped her pepper soup, and instead of meat, she saw a huge black fly floating in the bowl. The fly looked unnatural. Its wings were too long, its body too heavy. The woman screamed and threw the soup on the ground. Aduke rushed out, looking confused. "This is impossible," she whispered to herself. She was always careful, always clean. How could a fly get into her food? Before she could explain, chaos broke out. "You want to kill us! You want to poison us!" someone shouted. "After all the money we spend here," another screamed. The noise grew louder and louder. People threw insults. Some even overturned her plates. Aduke stood frozen and silent. Then through the crowd, she saw a man dressed in a simple Ankara outfit. He was calm. His eyes were fixed on her. He didn't say a word. He only looked at her, then slowly nodded his head. Before Aduke could lift her eyes again, he was gone. Her heart pounded. She didn't understand. Holding her two children close, she quietly walked away as people scattered her food, poured her pots to the ground, and destroyed her stand. That night, Aduke and her children sat in silence, no words, only the sound of the wind. For 3 days, no one saw her. Some women in the market rejoiced, but others missed her tasty meals and wondered what had happened. On the fourth day, Aduke went to a small shop to buy little food for her children. Suddenly, she saw the man again, wearing the same Ankara outfit, the same face. Shame filled her heart. She lowered her eyes. But to her surprise, after buying his own things, the man turned to her. He quietly paid for her items, then slipped an envelope into her hands. It was too light and almost empty. When she got home, she opened it. Her hands trembled. Inside was a huge bundle of money and a small folded note. It read, "You have been through so much. I have watched your struggles. Use this money to start again. Build a new place, a better place, Oyomi." Tears filled Aduke's eyes. Oyomi? That was what her late husband used to call her. She fell on her knees and wept till dawn. The next morning, she rose with new strength. She went straight to the same spot and called builders. Soon, a new canteen stood tall, bigger, finer and brighter. She even added a bamboo shade outside where people could sit and relax. When the place opened, customers rushed in. The crowd tripled. People couldn't believe it. Aduke came back, and even bigger, they whispered. Every time she went back to that envelope, more money appeared. She never lacked. One night, in her sleep, she had a dream. A voice whispered, "Something strange will happen in your canteen, but do not fear, it will be in your favor." 2 days passed, and nothing happened. Then one afternoon, Iyasade came running. She was sweating. Her eyes were desperate. "Aduke, give me plantain porridge quick." Everyone turned. This was the same Iyasade who had mocked her before. Still, Aduke served her with a calm smile. Iyasade ate greedily, bite after bite. Suddenly, her eyes widened. She froze. Her spoon dropped. Right there on her seat, her hair turned pure white and she slumped lifeless. Screams filled the canteen. People scattered in fear. Nobody understood. Soon the news spread. Mama Risi, her partner in gossip, broke down crying. She confessed before everyone. "It was me, oh! It was me and Iyasade. We went to a powerful old woman in one village like that. She gave us palm kernels to scatter around Aduke's place. She said it would bring unnatural things and chase her customers away. But she warned us never to return there after placing it. I think Sade went back, and now, hey!" She kept screaming as she cried out. The market fell silent. No one blamed Aduke. Instead, Mama Risi was chased out of the market forever. Aduke sat in her canteen, surprised and lost in thought. While the whole place was in chaos, she began to connect the pieces. Why some people who mocked and gossiped about her but still came to eat died. Even the three men who had laughed loudly at her also returned to eat some days later, and they died too. It seemed her husband's spirit stood for her all this while. Aduke sat speechless, staring at the mortuary. In the end, her canteen continued to shine. Her husband's spirit never left her. Customers never stopped coming, and she never lacked anything at all. You know, sometimes people who mock or look down on you may end up falling into their own traps. Just always make sure you do good with a clean heart, and also try not to judge or mock someone because of where they are or what they do. You never know the strength or mystery behind them. I hope you enjoyed the story, besties. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share with your loved ones. Until we meet again, stay safe, besties, and remain blessed. Bye.